What's going on, everybody? This is John J. Gaming on the mic here, coming at you guys with a brand new episode of the ACSA Dynasty here on Maximum Football 2020. It's gonna be a good one here, man. We got a triple header for you guys here today, so make sure you smash that like button as well as hit subscribe if you haven't been brand new to the channel. And like what you see here as well, let's go ahead and get things underway here as we start our first game today here with the Eastern Pennsylvania Beavers taking on the University of Wisconsin-Kenosha. Kenosha comes with this game 1-0, so Eastern Pennsylvania, even though they are playing a non-conference opponent from a smaller conference, this is not the worst team you could possibly play. Definitely not a complete cakewalk, so we'll see if Eastern Pennsylvania can do what it needs to do to go ahead and improve to 2-0. They've looked good in the early parts of Season 2. Got a close 1-0 record and are number 11 in the nation going into the day. Although Kenosha has something to say about that. An interception thrown on the ball makes it 0-0, and you can tell a defensive-minded matchup as Kenosha gets two early interceptions here in the first half of play. So we got it all still knotted up at 0 apiece, as Kenosha's going to go ahead and get things rocking and rolling here. A 6-yard gain on the play, as Levine will drop back the pass. He's got a clean pocket to work with. Gonna go ahead and scramble outside the set pocket though, and he's going to get across the 45-yard line in order to pick up a first down there on the play. It's now 1st and 10. Levine going to go ahead and slide down some more for another 6-yard gainer on the play again. And again, 2nd and 4 now. Levine going to get it out to Wolford down. He makes the man miss. He's going to be running for the end zone. He's going to be stopped at the 2-yard line though. Oh my goodness. So 1st and goal now. Kenosha in a position to take the early lead here as he gets lit up like a Christmas tree. Loveland, number 89, putting down the heat there. As a goal plays later now, Levine going to try to throw towards the end zone here, but it's incomplete. The Comets have to go ahead and settle for a field goal, but that being said, the Comets are enjoying an early 3-0 lead here, putting number 11 team nation on notice. This was a team last year that did not even finish with a winning record in Season 1. So man, if they can go ahead and win this game, this would be huge for their program. They have not had any top 25 wins yet since the beginning of this series, as Cumbie gets open downfield. He's close to the end zone as well. He's brought down again at the 2-yard line. The Comets taking it right to the Beavers as they have 3rd and goal. Levine tries to dive for the end zone, but is short of the goal line. But I imagine, being that underdog, they are going to go ahead and go for it here on 4th down, trying to go for Easton, but they're going to mark him down short of the goal line. That means a turnover on downs. The Comets missing a golden opportunity here to extend this lead further. And not only that, we're getting close to the end of this first half here already, and Eastern Pennsylvania can go into the locker room with momentum moving forward. As now we got 1st and 10 coming up. Jackson dropping back, gonna throw over the right hand side, gets it out to Sweets, the tailback, for a completion of 9 yards on the play. As now Jackson, 2nd and 1, trying to throw it over the middle. That is incomplete though, but does end up stopping the clock at 33 seconds. Now 3rd and 1, Jackson looking around, gonna try to send it, but doesn't have the time. Stanley laying the lumber on this quarterback, and so the Beavers also had to go ahead and settle for a field goal themselves, and so finish the first half of play. This game is still all knotted up at 3 apiece, so things can still go either way here. Comets making this, they're playing their style of football, man. It's certainly not pretty whatsoever, definitely not the flashiest and not most entertaining, but hey, they're doing what they need to do in order to go ahead and try to win this football game. I mean, that's what it is at the end of the day. You play to win the game, as they say. As Levine takes it up the right-hand side on the scramble. He's good to go for a first down as well. As Antonio Levine gets back to the line of scrimmage quickly. 1st and 10. Gonna try to go ahead. Throw it upfield, but he fumbles the football though. And it's a fumble recovery by the Beavers. So now 1st and 10. They're taking over at the 26-yard line again. Another golden opportunity wasted by the Comets. They had a really good drive going once again, but could not make it work out for them. As Jackson going to go ahead, scramble to the right-hand side, and is going to go ahead and pick up a first down on the play. It's now 1st and 10. Jackson dropping back, facing heavy pressure though. And it looks like somebody might have batted the ball at the line of scrimmage. It's incomplete, which is a darn shame. Man was wide, butt naked open as well. So we have an illegal procedure leading to a 2nd and 15 here. There's now no throw to the left-hand side. Get it down to Miles, who's down the sideline. He's got space to work with. He is gone like a girl in a country song. Touchdown, Beavers. And it took a couple of quarters to happen, but we finally see our first touchdown here of this ball game. And so that being said, Eastern Pennsylvania also enjoying their first lead of the day. They're going to be up now 10-3. But the Comets will be looking to go ahead and respond here. Levine going to drop back and pass. Going to throw it towards the end zone. Has a man, but he drops it. He drops the pass that would have been caught for a touchdown. You hate to see it. And now the Comets are in a very familiar situation. 1st and goal, but first 2 times they've been down here, they have to settle for a field goal, or they miss points completely going for it on 4th down. But Holmes ends up making the catch though. Touchdown for the Comets. And they're even going to go for 2 here. Levine trying to scramble for the 2-point conversion is no good. Definitely a bold strategy that did not work out for Cotton. And because they went for 2 and they did not succeed on the conversion, the Comets still find themselves down. An ugly game nonetheless, still 10-9 here. You got 2nd and short coming up. Levine going to toss it out to the right-hand side over to Eason. That's going to be good to go for a first down on the play. It's now 1st and 10 coming up. Levine dropping back the pass. He's looking around. Gonna go ahead, scramble out of the pocket once more. Even has some blocking to work with here as well. It's gonna be good to go for a 9-yard gain on the play. Setting up a 2nd and short for the Comets, which Levine doing a quarterback sneak. Nothing too flashy, but still able to pick up the chains for the first down here and keeping the drive rolling. As Levine will drop back once again. This time throwing it short over to Holmes on the right-hand side, able to pick up the first down. And the Kennesaw Comets are on the move here once again, trying to get within field goal range so that they can go ahead and retake this lead here. They've had the lead for most of the day, but it's not about when you lead. It's when it's, what it says is 000, complete brain fart here. That's Levine going to go ahead, pick up the first down there on that scramble. You love to see it. It's now 1st and 10 coming up. Levine dropping back to pass. He's looking around. Going to toss it towards the middle of the field. Get it to Ellis. But he has the ball knocked loose. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. And the Comets going to have to run this thing back again. 3rd and long, which comes even longer as Owen Harris is called for the illegal procedure. It's now 3rd and 14. Levine dropping back. Going to go ahead and try to run for the first down. Can't get the blocks though. And he's going to be marked short of the marker. And the Comets settle for another field goal. But that being said, the Comets, they have the lead here once again. And now it's on Eastern Pennsylvania. They only need a field goal here to retake the lead here. So, something to think about. As we have a 2nd and 23. As Chris Jackson's going to go ahead and just scramble out of the pocket, make it a more manageable 3rd down, but still 3rd and 16. You just got to make sure you don't get beat from behind. As Jackson actually going to scramble for the marker. He's going to actually get there, and he's going to pick up the first down. on a 3rd and 16. So because of that scramble by Chris Jackson, they're going to be able to go ahead and keep this drive going. The drive stays alive in what could be a very crucial drive for the Eastern Pennsylvania Beavers, as they're trying to avoid upset here against the Kenosha Comets. Remember, the Comets still don't have a top 25 win yet in this series, and they can certainly change that here today, depending on what happens here on the field. Because now we got 3rd and long now that Jackson has to deal with. Although that is long. 3rd and 16 instead, or 3rd and 8 instead of 3rd and 16. Jackson doing the same thing that he did on that previous 3rd down, and just scrambling to pick up the 1st down. Also getting out of bounds as well, as Jackson throws short. There's a fumble on the play though, and a rare recovery by the offense. Again, gets to keep things going. That would have been huge for the Comets if they were able to get it, but unfortunately, that does not happen here. As we face another 3rd and long, Jackson trying to have success 3 times in a row, but can't make the completion happen. 4th down. The Beavers are going to send out their field goal unit so that they can make this a narrow 13-12 lead here. And that kick is also good as well. Empen putting the Beavers ahead by 1 point. As we shoot towards Kenosha's next drive, they actually go 3 and out, so they're actually deciding to punt this football away. So bold strategy, although there's a fumble, and the Comets recover. And all they have to do, pick up a 1st down. They're going to be in effective field goal range here, but instead they throw an interception. Lovelady, who had a huge sack earlier, gets the interception, and the Beavers narrowly avoid upset, winning this game by a final score of 13-12. Alright, so next game that we got going here is, we got the Amazon Delivery Boys going ahead and taking on the Syracuse State Lakers. And I gotta tell you guys, Amazon, ever since they won that Scalp Scoops Bowl against the Hayes College Indians back in Season 1, they've looked like a pretty good football team, man. They are looking like an early dark horse here to eventually maybe go to the college football playoff here at the end of Season 2. But Syracuse State, you know, they're on the opposite side of that spectrum. One of the worst teams in college football, and you can see why. One of the busted coverages here is Stout. Gonna go ahead and take this one to the end zone, and he was gone. Touchdown, Amazon. And already 15 seconds in, we already got some points on the board here, as the Delivery Boys gonna go ahead and take an early 7-0 lead here. And you know, one of the big keys to why Amazon's been so good this season is the quarterback play. Josh Gates looking like a pretty solid guy there back there at quarterback. He's got some talent around him too. They're really starting to emerge as Amazon able to get the 1st down, despite the fact that there was pass interference on that play, as the Delivery Boys are already across midfield here as they try to throw it over the middle once again. But this time around it is incomplete, as now we got 2nd and 10 coming up here. Gates going to be set to drop back and pass, trying to throw it over the middle, but it's also incomplete here as well, as we have 3rd and long coming up here. Gates dropping back to pass. He's going to go ahead, throw it over the middle, finds Brown, who stays on his feet for a little bit, and is going to pick up a great 1st down here for the Delivery Boys. They're now just chilling outside of the red zone now, as Gates throws over the middle once again, finding one of his favorite targets from Season 1 in Likely. Although he did not have the 1st down there, Mark Likely with his first catch of the day, as Crutcher does finish up the job though and get a new set of chains for the Delivery Boys. As a few plays later now, 3rd and 7. Gates going to go ahead and try to throw this thing over the middle. Receiver trying to make a dynamic play, but it does not work out for him though. Delivery Boys do have to go ahead and settle for a field goal here, as Amazon carrying a 10-0 lead here still. As we take a look at the Syracuse State offense now for a little bit. Tom Massey back there in the pocket. And one of the big problems he had last season was the interceptions. And that's still the case here in Season 2 as he throws a pick right there. And Amazon already with a 10-0 lead. Already his favorites is Blandon. Oh my goodness, making the catch off of the deflection. That's good for the first down here as well. Is now Gates dropping back to pass. Going to throw over the middle. Gets it out to Likely, who picks up the first down here as well. Getting across the 10-yard line. First and goal now for the delivery boys. As Gates throwing to the left-hand side. Quickly, it's incomplete though. So Amazon will go ahead and run it back. Trying to get that express delivery. Crutcher in the end zone. Touchdown, delivery boys. Amazon going ahead and establishing dominance early on here. A 17-0 ball game. As Crutcher going to go ahead, get another carry from this offense. 6-yard gain this time around. As Gates will throw short over the right-hand side. Gets it out to Johnson, who does end up picking up the first down for Amazon. It's now 1st and 10 here on the 45. Gates again dropping back to pass. He's looking around. Going to go ahead. Throw around a little pump fake there. A 7-yard gainer on that play. As now we got 2nd and short coming here. Gates going to go ahead. Gets a quarterback sneak going here some more. Another first down for Amazon. Is now 1st and 10. Gates dropping back and a throw over in the middle. Incomplete pass though. So 2nd and 10 coming up for Amazon. We now go to 3rd and long now. Gates dropping back, looking for somebody to go to. Finds Crutcher upfield. Good trying to pick up the first down. He's just 1 yard shy. Oh, he almost had it. Gotta be a little quicker than that, young fellow, but delivery boys still end up picking up a field goal here once again. As Syracuse State, man, they're trying to get something going here as Fink somehow comes down that interception. I don't know what exactly happened there, to be honest with you, but definitely not a good time to be alive as Amazon, despite going 3 and out, as we almost had the first score of the day for the Syracuse State Lakers, an overthrow. Amazon, they had 3 and out on their next drives, so I didn't really bother to show their drive, but they still end up with a field goal though, and they still end up expanding this lead, going 23-0. As now Massey just trying to get something going here, looking in the pocket, has a clean area to work with. Just going to go ahead and scramble upfield for a few more yards as we do go into the second half of play now. As Syracuse State just trying to get back into this thing. Smoot going to go ahead and make the catch, and that's good to go for the first down on the play. It's now 2nd and 10 coming up. Here we go. Massey dropping back. He's looking around. Going to go ahead. Throw another interception. That's INT. Number 3. That is a hat trick that you don't want to see as a quarterback. Throwing 3 interceptions in one game. Just doing no favors for himself right now. Just seems like one of those things like he's trying to get it all back in one play. And you can't do that when you're down multiple possessions. You got to let the game come to you, young fella. That's all you got to do. You have one job. And let your teammates do the rest of the work for you. But instead, Amazon gets another extra possession just because of the turnover. Amazon winning that turnover battle big right now. Winning 3-1, I believe. As now we got a 1st and 10 again. Josh Gates going to go ahead and throw it to the left-hand side. Oh, to Eckert, who picks up a 7 yards on the play. He gets into the red zone as well once again. As Gates dropping back, going to throw this thing over the middle. Nobody home, though. Actually, I was not sure who he was trying to throw to, or maybe he was trying to build a football away. You just never know, but not the smartest decision. And fortunately, it was not interception. These defensive backs do not have All-State because they don't have good hands, as you saw right there as well. As Amazon does have to settle for another field goal here again, making it 26-0 now. Amazon seems like it's settling for quite a few field goals here in the second half, but between the 20s, they're moving the football pretty darn well for the most part, so that's pretty encouraging to see. But that being said, you know, you're going to have to finish those drives and get touchdowns on the board when you play against better teams. Granted, for now, they'll be able to get away with it, but when they get into Big Pacific Conference play, I'm sure they're going to have to step up their game offensively a little bit. But if you're a defensive guy that's a fan of this Amazon football team, you're really liking what you're seeing right now, as pitching a shutout that always feels good, considering Syracuse State not only has not scored, but they have rarely had the opportunity to run any plays on Amazon's side of the football field. So very good day for this the defense for sure, as Mark Likely does make another catch for this squad, get him into the red zone again, but we'll see if they can finish something strong here. 3rd and 7 coming up, as Gates will drop back the pass, trying to throw it short to Johnson, but he can't pick up the yards needed to pick up the first down here. But that being said, though, the delivery boys still going to go ahead and take care of business here. The delivery boys improving to 2-0, defeating the Syracuse State Lakers by a final score of 29-0. So now we get into the final game of today's ACSA episode, and we got the Southern New Mexico Cougars once again, this time coming in ranked number 3 in the nation, and we have them on the road taking on Los Varejos of the University of Texas in Rio Grande Valley. You know, Rio Grande Valley, we only saw them in one ACSA episode back in Season 1, and when we saw them play against Nazareth, we had a pretty fun game to watch. It was one of the first shootouts that we've seen here on the ACSA, and they were almost able to pull off the upset, but they were just short, unfortunately. But that being said, though, they'll have another opportunity to take down a big Southwest Conference school. And the Southern New Mexico Cougars, granted, they're just a little bit better than the Nazareth Maccabees, I would say. But, you know, that's to be determined, because we have a brand new season on our hands here right now, as Alred's going to get things going. Southern New Mexico got a little bit of a drive going here, as Lewis going to drop back. Going to face pressure, though. Newhouse catches it off the deflection. That is so frustrating as a defender. You do everything right, and they still pick up 17 yards on the reception because of a deflection and just some great awareness by the wide receiver, man. You can't fault him. You know, good play to you, sir. But Southern New Mexico, they get to keep this thing rocking and rolling right now. They're going to be facing a 3rd and short, though. We'll see what they got cooked up, as Lewis going to hand off to Head. He's going to go ahead, pun intended, get this first down and get a 1st and goal situation. Now a couple plays later now, 2nd and goal, throwing over the middle. He had a man open and he couldn't hit him. So now 3rd and goal coming up here. Can Rio Grande Valley force a field goal? Here is Lewis. Newhouse making the catch, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars. And the number 3 team in the nation is going to go ahead and take an early 7-0 lead here on this first drive of the game. A little bit of a methodical drive, but nonetheless, they do have that 7-0 lead. And now Rio Grande Valley, they're going to go ahead and try to respond, taking a first look at their offense for today, as Quinterly going to go ahead and scramble upfield and pick up the first down. It's now 1st and 10 coming up. Quinterly going to go ahead and hand it off to Benyon on the outside. He's going to get a first down as well, reaching the 40-yard line. It's now 1st and 10 again on the 40. Quinterly dropping back, facing pressure, though. Going to have to escape the pocket. Just did not have much time to process what the defense was giving him. So he did the best of what he thought he could, get 8 yards on the carry. And, you know, just live to play another down, man. Nothing wrong with that. Don't have to go for the long ball every single time, and that's what Quinterly decided to do. About 2nd and 9, Quinterly going to go ahead and scramble out some more. Finally, he was going to throw that deep ball. He was certainly thinking about it, but didn't want to risk it for the biscuit that time around, and that's fine with me, I suppose. It's now 1st and 10. Quinterly driving upfield, going to go ahead and slide down, however. 9-yard gain on the play for the Cougars. Not the Cougars, but Los Varejos. As we have another first down on the play, which means the drive continues for Rio Grande Valley. It's a couple plays later now. 3rd and 4. Going to try to run for it, though. The Cougars defense stiffening up. They forced a field goal. They get points on the board here in this first drive of the game for the Los Varejos football team. They cut this thing down to a 7-3 lead in favor of Southern New Mexico. As now we take a look at their drive here once again. Lewis desperately trying to find forward for the first down and actually gets her done right there. Breaking a couple of tackles in the process too. You love to see it. As now 1st and 10 going over to the left-hand side. Over to Head, who goes ahead and picks up the first down on the play. Is now 1st and 10 coming up here. Lewis dropping back to pass once more. Gonna throw it over in the middle to Alred, picking up some 5 yards on the carry. So now we got 3rd and short here. Lewis dropping back to pass. He's got time in the pocket. Gonna throw his thing downfield. He had a man for a split second. Got a little greedy though. As a result of that, the Cougars, they had to settle for another field goal, and this thing is still a 1-possession game. So it was one of those things where Texas Rio Grande Valley, they start to play with a little bit more enthusiasm, knowing that they're still in this ball game as an underdog. That's the best thing you have on your side, but you can't throw interceptions like that, man. You just can't do it. We have an opportunity at the time of a game, and Southern New Mexico, they were forced to go 3 and out still, but now it's a 2-score game. So this is going to be a very important drive here for Rio Grande Valley. You got to come away with some points. Could be a field goal. Doesn't have to necessarily be a touchdown. It's not that, obviously, that territory yet because it's still early in this game. We're still in the first half. As Cornelly drops back the pass, he's going to go ahead and pick up the first down. But you definitely have to score in this drive, so that you can keep it a 1-score game. As Cornelly will do just that. Drop back the pass. Got some time to work with. Going to get out of the pocket, though. Sliding down across the 20-yard line. Los Varejos now in the red zone here. 1st and 10. Cornelly throw it over the right-hand side. Trying to connect on the quick slant, but just can't make it happen. So an incomplete pass. It's now 3rd and 6. Going to try to run it again for Benyon. He's going to be marked just shy. And Los Varejos, they do go ahead and send the field goal team out. And, make it a 1-score game. Only temporary though, because in the second half, Beaumont gets loose. Rio Grande Valley 1 point away from tying this game up against the number 3 team in the entire nation. You'll love to see it, but they're thinking bigger though. They're going to go for 2, trying to go over the middle, but it's incomplete. They risked it for the biscuit, and they did not get that biscuit. So now Rio Grande Valley, despite having an opportunity to tie this game, they go for it all, and it's still just a 13-12 ball game. Southern New Mexico with the lead, but got to put some more points on the board. As Head trying to, find some running room to work with, and gets to about the 35-yard line. So not a bad run for the freshman tailback, making his road debut. Actually, he's a freshman in the ACSA, although he is not an ACSA top 100 recruit. So they have great trust in his coaching staff. At least the coaching staff has in him early on in his collegiate career. We have a 7-yard gain on the play by Lewis. So now we got 3rd and 3 coming up here. Lewis going to go ahead and scramble upfield some more. Scrambling down and sliding at midfield. A new set of downs to work with for the Cougars. As now Lewis going to go ahead, run upfield, get the 6-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 4 coming up for the Cougars. As Lewis will drop back, throw it over the middle. Has a man in Alred, but cannot hang on to it though. And so 3rd and 4 coming up here. Cougars run it back. Lewis will drop back the pass once again. Throwing it off balance. Getting it out to Newhouse for the first down here as well. Keeping the drive going again. Is now 3rd and 8. Another 3rd down that the Cougars have to deal with. Throw it over the middle to Seafeldt. He can't pick up the first down though. And Southern New Mexico, they settle for another field goal. So only a 4-point game. And Texas Rio Grande Valley has an opportunity to take the lead. And got a situation here where, second game here, where the underdog, as Benyon takes the lead. Are we going to see an upset here in this episode? Is that what we're going to see? Oh my goodness. And Rio Grande Valley, they're going for 2 once again. They want to make this a 4-point game. Make sure that they have to go for a touchdown. And they had it. They had the opportunity to run for the 2-point conversion and make it a 4-point game. But instead, a holding penalty pulls them back. So the score doesn't even count. And so they don't get the 2-point conversion after all. And a 2-point game, but Southern New Mexico, man, they have to get a drive going here. They have to make it happen. Is now 2nd and 1 here. Sanders dropping back. The backup QB is in the game now. The starter might actually be hurt. Could be coming down with a concussion. We actually don't know what's necessarily happening. We'll have to see if we see anything in the weekly recap for week 2. As Sanders will go ahead, scramble out. Smartly deciding to slide down, though. But there's another holding penalty, though. This time on Southern New Mexico. And now 1st and 20. Sanders trying to save the game. Has a man. Matt Newhouse gets loose. And he was gone like a girl in a country song. Touchdown, Cougars. And Southern New Mexico going to go ahead. And they hang on and win, beating Los Varejos by a final score of 23-18. So with an exciting finish between the Southern New Mexico Cougars and what we saw with the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, we are going to go ahead and check out some other scores around the ACSA to begin week 2 of the 2nd season here on Maximum Football 2020. Starting things off here, we do have Sugarland State. They went on the road to play against the Louisiana Central Black Bears. And Sugarland State, man, they take care of business once again. They're 2-0 now thanks to this win, a 27-6 victory. Can they keep this up in conference play? You know, this is a team that is a very good football team, obviously. They won their conference. Are they consistent enough to go to the college football playoff? Same thing could be said for Bluffton Tech, who was very close to going. They just had to beat Iroquois, but couldn't get it done. This time around, though, they do beat the Rochester Enigmas. On the road, Bluffton Tech win this game by a final score of 45-3 against this Midwest Conference opponent. After that, not to be outdone, Iowa Tech, they took on the Kearney College Elks, who are defending Midwestern Conference champions. Iowa Tech dispatching them without too much of a problem. They win this game by a final score of 24-6, and they improved to 2-0 as well as a direct result of that. Morehead State, meanwhile, they may not be ranked, but they could be getting some attention with this game right here. They took on the Brooklyn Wolves from the Midwest Conference, and man, did they dispatch them with no mercy whatsoever. Morehead State, they win this game by a final score of 51-0. What an embarrassing one at home. The Wafa Chiefs, first time this season ranked in the top 25. They come in number 21 in the nation, and they take on the Central Tech Falcons, who did get to go to the Midwest Conference Championship game last season, but they did not get to go to a bowl game. Hawafa beating Central Tech convincingly, though. They win this game by a final score of 33-6. The Iroquois Eagles were also involved early this week as they went to go play against Midwestern Conference opponent EWPW, and the Iroquois Eagles, despite having their backup quarterback, man, they take care of business as well. 41-0, a great win for the Iroquois Eagles, and you know, being the number 6 team in the nation, maybe they're doing a really good job of rallying around their backup quarterback here in the early portion of this season. Another game worth of note, though, is the Nazareth Maccabees. They took on the Darden Jaguars, who did win the MGN Sports Bowl last season, but the Nazareth Maccabees win this day, though. They win 38-3 on the road, and Nazareth, in doing so, they improved to 2-0 here in this season, where Darden, they actually fall down to 1-1 as a result of this tough loss here at home. Now, one of the most lopsided games that we've seen here over the course of this league, the Clinton College Indians, they improved to 2-0, and they took on one of the worst teams in college football, the Nashville Generals. You can see the disparity between these two programs. Clinton College, despite not being ranked, they win 63-3. Just an absolute killer. You hate to see it for the Nashville faithful. But, you know, Clinton College, they go 2-0. Texas Catholic's also going to go 2-0, coming in ranked number 9 in the nation. They played the Houston Tech Red Bears, who are a little bit better than Nashville, and it shows on the scoreboard. They only won 23-9, but Texas Catholic, they do go ahead and take care of business still. The Gladiators, they win this game by a final score of 23-9. One of the teams that is looking for an opportunity to get into the top 25, we have the Tacoma State Rockets. The Rockets, they come in 2-0. They played against Hawaii State, which last week did pull the upset on the Seattle College Cascades. They do not get lucky 2 times in a row, though, as Tacoma State takes care of business, does not take Hawaii State lightly. Tacoma State winning 38-6 in that particular matchup. Another team looking to rebound, though, is the Amsterdam Reefers. And the Reefers, they came in number 20 in the nation after they did not win their home opener, surprisingly. So they fell 14 spots because of that. But they do get back on track here. They do play the Marbleton Cardinals. And they do end up winning that game by a final score of 34-9 in order to get their first win here in Season 2. Speaking of those Seattle College Cascades, they played the Wyoming State Cowboys, also from the Rocky Mountain Conference, and Seattle does end up winning this particular game, beating Wyoming State, doing so by a final score of 27-15. We'll see where Seattle will land in next week's ACSA Top 25 poll as a result of that. Another ranked team that's looking pretty good here is Lake Otsego. They played against the Washington Yellowstone Mounties in Lake Otsego. They win this one by a final score of 23-9. The number 2 team in the nation. They were the only group of 5 team to make it to the college football playoff, and they're looking to do it 2 years in a row. They're on a good track to doing just that here. You'll love to see it. So next episode I have planned dropping on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. And we got 3 games for you guys that I think you are going to really go ahead and enjoy here for Wednesday's ACSA action. First game that I have is the 10th ranked Southfield Dalmatians. They are taking on the Minnesota State Twin City Beavers, who nearly pulled the upset on Iroquois back in week 1. And we're going to see if Southfield is going to take the Beavers seriously, or will they be put on upset alert like the Beavers did to the Iroquois Eagles back in week 1. This will be the first game that will be shown on the channel here Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. Next game that I do have planned for you guys here is the 15th ranked Little Rock Yellow Jackets. With those heightened preseason expectations, they will go ahead and play against the Thomas Jefferson Minutemen, who finished only 2-10 in the previous season, but they'll get another ACSA appearance this time, taking on a 15th ranked team. Thomas Jefferson certainly going to have their hands full with Little Rock. Should still be a good matchup, though. This is the second matchup of Wednesday's episode that will be shown here on the channel. And finally, to wrap up Wednesday's night's game action, we have the 14th ranked Central Georgia A&M Bulldogs taking on the Richard Polytech Demons. Central Georgia A&M, they did not win their home opener last season, but they do take care of business this time around. We'll see if they can have an unblemished non-conference schedule this time around, or is Richard Polytech going to go ahead and pull the upset on these guys here? This is the final game of Wednesday night. So that being said, that is going to wrap up today's ACSA action. And if you enjoyed the content, man, do me a favor and please smash that like button, as well as hit subscribe if you have to be brand new. As well as leave a comment for your boy as well if you let me know what you think in terms of dark horses for the ACSA here in Season 2. Until then, I'm going to sign off, but I hope you all are out there having a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.